Hi everyone, this is Francisco. So, I was sharing a video with my dad regarding an ISS tour, and it was a video, this video right here, ISS International Space Station inside ISS tour, question and answers HD. I can actually copy and paste the link to this video for all of you to take a look at it. However, I remember in the video that this astronaut lady, in the video, she was sharing the restroom where the astronauts have to use the restroom. So I started thinking about that. Okay? And I started thinking how we can cause water to flow naturally. And so our waste, like when we enter the restroom, we can actually sit down and we can actually spin. And as we're spinning, we can use the restroom without worrying about the water going all over the place or even touching the poop to go down, like here on Earth where gravity just pulls it down, or like water just naturally makes it drop, so like in space, obviously it just floats, right? So, and I pretty much thought about this like right now, because I was thinking, how can astronauts paint in space? Like painting like a house or whatever the case may be. So I started thinking about having these laboratories that will do the gravity thing. I just didn't know how it will work. Okay, but I looked it up. Is it possible to make artificial gravity in space? Question mark. And the answer is yes. It says by utilizing a technology called an O'Neill cylinder. Okay, this O'Neill cylinder will technically, it will spin, and just the the force of the spinning will cause there to be pressure, therefore creating some mimification of gravity. Okay, like Earth's gravity. All right, and then there's even they're sharing a quick definition regarding that. Um, oh yeah, I wrote down how does a well I wrote how does a O'Neill cylinder work, but I should have written an instead of a, because there's a vowel, right? Anyways, that's the only way I can remember that. But let me go back right here. Okay, it says the cylinders rotate to provide artificial gravity on their inner surface. At the radius described at the radius described by O'Neill, the habitats would have to rotate about 28 times an hour to simulate a standard Earth gravity and at an angular velocity of 2.8 degrees per second. Okay, so technically, you guys will go, the astronauts, you guys will enter the restroom, sit down, and then it will instantly begin to rotate. Either this way, left to right, or forwards or backwards. Okay? But either way, it will create that gravity just for you guys to handle your business. And then later on, as technology progresses and you guys need to paint something, you guys can have a completely separate spaceship or something. And you guys can create something like this with the rotation with an item, and robots can actually paint them. Okay? So the object will be placed somewhere, and it'll rotate, and as it's rotating, it will paint real fast. And obviously that air, the oxygen, would be recycled and processed and filtered and converted once again to clean, breathable oxygen. This can also be good for like engraving or doing some type of laser jet engraving, metal parts. If you guys want water, to fall on the metal, to cool it down, or the machine to cool the machine down, or you guys can create some type of engine, like an electrical engine, right outside the spaceship, and you guys will be able to connect as to keep the engine, the electrical engine, cool at all times. Okay, so it'll be outside of the spaceship. Because it's colder out there. I'm assuming. Um, so you guys will be able to connect something and connect it to your machines inside to cause it to turn. Okay. Um, so there could be thousands of adapters, if not more, right? So that way, you guys won't have to use um, that way you guys won't have to use water um, as much, or at all. Um, but you know, I guess you guys can always have a pump um, that will cause the hot water to go out of the spaceship and do like a quick rotation around the spaceship, and then that water can be reintroduced um, back into the spaceship, cooled. Um, but I think that these the O'Neill cylinders for creating artificial gravity in space, because there is no gravity in space. If you guys are new to this, if you guys are watching this and you're wondering what the heck are they talking about artificial gravity, well, in space there is no gravity. There's zero gravity. Okay? So all that's happening here, I'm thinking that there's like an engine, there's some type of energy, like a force, like a engine or a car or an airplane. There's fuel that causes that forward motion, right? Or whatever. So in the same way, in space, this thing is spinning to create pressure, which we classify that as gravity. Okay, and I think I'm right. Um, so inside the ISS, there could be some type of toilet with the sewage connected to the axis. Okay, so it'll have the liberty to spin, and while the astronaut personnel is while they are handling their business individually, the poop or urine will travel through you know the the toilet, and it could be vacuumed out, and since there's gravity that's created, it will obviously pull it down, or pull it on the side walls, as the rotation. So it doesn't really matter much about where and how it's rotating, even though it's just a 360 rotation. Um, but the toilet, it won't really matter with the tubing being connected to the axis, because all it will do, the toilet will be right here, and there will be a line that goes like this and then out, where there's the bearings to cause the whole thing to spin. And the person is sitting down right here, sitting down. Well, at first they sit down like this, but then it will just rotate, and then they'll be able to pee and poop normally, and the pee and the poop will fall, because there's gravity that will be created. And not just that, but she also pointed out a working out machine of some sort. And she said that machine, that particular machine, was not connected to the wall. It wasn't like mounted to the wall, like this bracket right here. It wasn't connected directly. It wasn't mounted directly to the spaceship. And she said something about, like like shocks, vibrations, affecting the ISS ship. So what they had there is I think they had some type of like they had some string that was some rope, some wire that was connected to the ISS ship and to the working out machine. And then I think it had some type of like a spring, some springs of some sorts. And she pointed out why it wasn't mounted to the ISS, and basically she said something along the lines of that if it was or something like that, that it could affect the ISS, like so obviously these people know what they're doing, so so the same could kind of the same can be created with this toilet idea. Okay, so I know it kind of sounds a little bit complicated, but it's not. It's simple. It's straightforward. And I was thinking, okay, the inside the ISS, if you guys look at a cylinder, or even a square, like like kind of like a tube, okay? Well, the toilet can actually have a stairway, like a small stairway. The astronaut can sit down, maybe even add, like some type of seat belt. But it's not required, and it can be it could hang in mid-air, but with the same idea in mind. It can have the cables anchoring it, like just keeping it right in the dead center, Okay, and um, um, you know, basically this thing will still spin. It will allow the restroom to spin to create the gravity, and um, and then the tubes can be connected to where the restroom's at right now. So it will just require a few modifications um, to kind of perfect and modernize the ISS restroom experience for all astronauts. Um, so they can, you know, use the restroom more peacefully and comfortably, um, without having to, like use these tools that over time could get contaminated, and if not properly sanitized, it can spread diseases. Okay? So, just for the safety of all the crew members, we can say that the O'Neill cylinder, idea with the spinning toilet would be more ideal, um, so that so the astronauts won't have to um, like deal with floating bacteria. So, um, this is just something that, again, that I just thought of right now. Um, I was thinking more along the lines of painting and doing other projects with this concept in mind, where we can create artificial gravity, and hopefully, we will be able to create something like this, something, you know like the ISS, like this, and no gravity, um, maybe in other, um, like duplicates of, let's say, like the ISS. Okay, just for research and development. Okay, for people who want a gravity experience, as opposed to those who would prefer a zero gravity experience. But either way, um, this knowledge can be documented in the computers, for especially for AI technology to take into consideration, as it is self-learning. Um, so therefore, it will be able to comprehend the differences as well as understand and teach, future generations, and as well as being able to understand everyone on each and everyone's level. Like it will understand everyone on their own level of education. Okay, because there's some people, like let's say children, for instance, like 5 year olds who are entering elementary school. Okay, um, obviously they don't have an education of of a 12th grader. It's just impossible, right? Because it took time, it took years to reach that level of education. Okay, um so this is not to put anyone down or to make fun of people. Okay, this what I'm sharing is for AI to be able to communicate with us individually, for us to understand. You know, like it wouldn't speak the same way to a 5 year old like it would to someone who's highly educated and knows a bunch of things. And AI technology will have the knowledge of, obviously, to discern, to know these things. Um, okay, so if someone one day in the future enters a zero gravity experience, or zero gravity um, atmosphere for their first time, um, it'll be able to teach them, and it will already know how people got hurt in the past, what keeps people safe. So it will understand all the safety um, measures. Okay, and keeping those in consideration, it will be able to teach this person, any person, what to do and what not to do. And then it will be able to explain the reasons why. So, yeah, there's a ton of things that we can still learn from each other, and we can teach other people. Um, and I was thinking, as well as, apart from all this, I was also thinking about some type of entertainment, like um fuck. I was thinking about some entertainment, like like TVs, or like, here on Earth we have TVs, we have fish tanks. In our bedrooms we have lava lamps. You know, lava lamps. Okay, something like this. So, what can we do for people in the ISS, for them to see, like, for them to have something like this, just, just for them to marvel at, to marvel at, and for them to think differently, and to think about different ideas, different approaches, just to think differently, but but also in the lines of education. So not to distract anyone. Not to take the focus away from anyone. Keeping that there, but also for them to have some type of mental therapy, mental um something for them to, like, escape. Like here on planet Earth, when someone's working, their way of escaping is taking a vacation for a week or two, or longer than that. I don't know. Personally, I have never taken a vacation my whole life. Okay. Um, so I don't know, too many details when it comes to that. Honestly. Um, Another way for people to escape is, to watch a movie, or to go hiking, that type of thing. Or some people, they have fish tanks. For them, that's a way of, you know, for them to dream in a way. So technically, we can create like a waterfall, or maybe we can, give these guys like a fish tank or something. Um, I don't even know how that would work. But I guess if all the oxygen was extracted, but even though they need oxygen, but as long as the water is circulating, I'm thinking about a machine. If the water is circulating, slowly, kind of like this this math right here. It says at the radius described by O'Neill, the habitats would have to rotate about 28 times an hour to simulate a standard Earth gravity in angular velocity of 2.8 degrees per second. Okay, so like, for instance, the water would have to rotate at at a certain speed, but at the same time, the water that will be going in, it will be water with oxygen, and that water will and it'll be mixed, with like a pressure washer, PSI pressure will mix it, so it will basically oxidize the water. Okay, so it will enter the fish tank habitat, and the water will slowly go out while at the same time is is inputting fresh water with oxygen, or it could be salt water. I don't know, whatever you guys want, and it could be a lab experience. It could be a real legit laboratory experiments, experience and an experiment, um, for astronauts to one day breed fish, maybe for food, um, and to learn more things about water and filtering the water and whatever else you guys want to do eventually one day. um but yeah, that's why I pretty much wanted to record this video, because I don't know what I was doing, but I kind of like um thought about this right now. um Anyways, I've been watching 99 Techniques That Helped Many Plumbers Become Famous. So anyway, like I said, I was thinking about the astronauts painting, or dealing with chemicals to do some type of repairs, out there in space. How would that look like? I started thinking, how would that look like, and how would these astronauts go about it? And to be honest, I don't know how they go about it, what they do. I'm sure they don't deal with a ton of chemicals. It's more probably like um, like instead of glue, you you know they're probably dealing with like some type of like adhesives that pretty much provide the same results, um, like here on Earth. Like, like glue, for instance. Here we can just squeeze it out, it won't go everywhere. We can use a freaking spray gun, and the paint won't just like go everywhere in big old blobs, big old water balls, filled with paint. Even though we have overspray, but that's different, and possibly some paint that might, you know, um, that might bond with air particles and possibly even moisture in the air. Um, but either way, like, I was just thinking about this stuff, and yeah, I don't honestly. You guys would have to go and watch the video. Um, this is the video right here, though. It says 5 million views 7 years ago is when this video was recorded. So 7 years ago, I was like 26 years old. Okay, so yeah, um, so yeah, and if you guys do go watch it, she actually shows the toilet. As a matter of fact, since I was watching it, I could probably remember. It was like towards the end of the video. No, more. This might be it. Oh no, no, this is the workout machine. Man, I don't remember. This is it. Oh, I thought it was the end of the video, but it actually wasn't. So this is the restroom right here. Okay, but it doesn't spin, and I already specified that. And if you guys watch the video, you guys will have like a general idea of what I'm talking about. Okay, so yeah, it's that simple. So it's technically creating like a miniature O'Neill cylinder. Or what was it called again? Oh yeah, O'Neill cylinder. All right. So technically, that's what it will be. And I was thinking for this to be created inside the ISS. So however that might look like, or whatever you guys would have to do to create something like this. And I really don't know though, because I mean I guess it would be good, you know, for the ISS, probably like only for the ISS, but there's so many other um, space crafts that have restrooms list. You know, because there's the capsule. The capsule has a restroom. Um, you know, capsule restroom. Um, capsule re-entry. Yeah, so this has a restroom in it. It says Universal Waste Management System, UWNS, NASA's new space toilet. Lid C, urine pre-treat tank, urine hose, urine funnel, attaches here. Funnel not shown. Urine transfer system UTS attaches here. Okay, so obviously they did some type of modifications, and probably, obviously they perfected it in their own way, professionally and respectfully, you know, because I'm not trying to talk shit, I'm just I'm honestly just trying to keep it professional. I'm not trying to talk shit. But obviously this idea with the O'Neill orbiter, I mean O'Neill cylinder, um you know, it will probably just work for the ISS. But I mean, for a re-entry, a re-entry capsule, um, obviously, I think it'll be safer just to take a shit in your fucking spacesuit. Um, if it ever came down to it, and that would be okay, I think. Um, um, but yeah, they have these space capsules, and in the video, you guys will see like two capsules that were originally, or we can say previously, were part of a rocket blast off. Okay, there's two of them. So obviously they went through the stages of taking off from planet Earth, and then arriving at the ISS, and they are these aircrafts which are identified as spaceships. They were docked, two of them, like outside, because there's like a little window, and so these things are connected to the ISS, and I was able to see two, um, which is like the vehicle that these astronauts travel through space with, and also to come back to planet Earth. Okay, so obviously they use these quite a bit. Um, the other way that I could kind of see this happening or working is for you people out there to create um, a vacuum system. Like, so you guys will be in the restroom, and like these fans will just kick in. Well, these fans will start. It's kind of like turning on the vent system inside of the restrooms here on planet Earth for the gases to escape the room, the restroom. But in this case, it could actually, you know, um, it could have like a vacuum. So anything and everything will get sucked in, like into a different chamber, and this air could be treated, recycled, and and then it could go through special technology to determine if it's breathable and safe for the astronauts to rebreathe or not. And obviously, if there's any, problems with the machine not cleaning this this oxygen, then um, I guess you know you guys might have to take a piss and a shit in a bag or something. Um, but I don't really know. Like I'm thinking maybe in the future it might be better for oh shit, it's already 12:30 fucking 8. God damn. It's fucking late and I have work tomorrow. Anyway, so I guess I guess fuck um uh, oh, I was going to say that it might be better if people just like connect tubes in their stomachs. Like when someone's at the hospital, when people are at the hospital and doctors, like they connect tubes and stuff inside the patients, and whenever they use the restroom, it goes directly to the bag. So that might be another option in the future. Um, for astronauts. And maybe we can create some type of permanent attachments for these for these disposable bags to be connected to the astronauts or the astronauts. Oh God. Um but yeah, um that's maybe some futuristic type of technology, that maybe AI technology will be able to do safely and effectively to all the astronauts, um, if they want. So it could be an option. It could be optional. Like right now, here people here on Earth, they have the option, the freedom to choose if they want plastic surgery or if they want artificial boobs, artificial butts, artificial muscle, you know, and they have these fillers. So anything is possible. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, and I don't really know if somehow in the future, if we can create some type of like centrifuge, um, maybe a magnetic centrifuge of some sorts, that will create this artificial gravity. Um, Maybe it can be done um, electronically without any rotation or any without any rotation or rotating parts besides something that astronauts will never see, but they will know it's there. It's just like people here on here in the world. We all have houses, but we never see the fucking wires. But we know they're there. We know the fucking wires are there inside of the walls, but we don't ever see them unless someone's in the construction business, or if someone is, having their home repaired, or they want companies to do like a kitchen remodel or restaurant remodel, or they want new sheetrock, or whatever the case may be, you know. So, obviously, whatever happens, these people will be made aware of it. Okay? Um, so, it's a simple procedure. The way I can see it is, like kind of like a centrifuge, like let's look it up. Um, centrifuge, centrifuge. It says centrifuge. Any device that applies a sustained centrifuge force, that is, a force due to rotation, effectively, the centrifuge substitutes a similar strong force for that of gravity. Every centrifuge contains a spinning vessel. There are many configurations depending on use. So, the way I can see it is an external rotating centrifuge, an electrical centrifuge that will cause pressure, a pressurized gravity type of sensation, force, like an invisible force. But obviously, we will know scientifically what it is, and it can technically focus that energy on the restroom area, and hopefully it doesn't harm or cause any type of side effects to the astronauts. But of course, this will be all research and developments, so it could or could not harm people, in space, like people who are using these things long term. Obviously, if people are killed by this machine or this force, this pressure, we will learn from our mistakes, and obviously we'll perfect them. Because the goal is not to kill people or to put any people in danger, but the way I'm looking at it, it will be for them to be able to experience using the restroom like we do here on the planet Earth. Without without using without using you know all of these tools here. So it will be a simple, yeah, it will be a simple toilet, you know? And as a matter of fact, you guys won't even have to flush now that I think about it until you guys are done. And then, with the gravity pushing the water, the urine, and the poop, and the toilet paper on the wall of this rotating, capsulated area, space, um, you guys won't have to click on the flush button until you guys are like completely done. And obviously, clean oxygen and circulated clean oxygen will be provided for you guys not to breathe in, harmful toxic gas. Um, and once you guys flush, it'll basically drop the water with everything in it in a different, like in the, either in the pipe or in a different, um, you know, uh, area. Um, and then once it spins a few times and everything is down, it can close this the thing, and then no water will be um, um, introduced, and that's when the machine will stop and you guys will be sitting like, straight. um like it matters. Basically it would just stop, but the machine will stop for you guys to like, what am I talking about? You guys won't even need stairs. I said stairs. um but that won't even be necessary because there is no gravity. So you guys will be able to just open the door and go out. And um, obviously, before you guys get out, you guys would have already wiped your hands with a disinfectant wipe of some sorts. Provided you know to the astronauts. Um, and then if someone else needs to into the restroom, um, they will go in. They will, um, maybe add some type of seat belts on, but that's a big maybe because I'm not there. I'm not testing this thing out, so I can't tell you guys everything. Okay, but a new person will go in there and it will start spinning, and then as it's spinning, it will um, dispense water into the bowl, and maybe there could be a light, and then once it turns a certain color, that's when you guys will be able to take a shit or a piss. So you guys will go in there, strap up, it will start spinning, and then it'll turn like green. Then you guys will be able to take a shit. Okay, so you guys would have to hold it for a little bit just to get that gravity going. You know, um, so when it dispenses the water, that water will stay. You know, um, at the edge of this rotating disc at all times. Um, and again, you guys will be able to take a piss and a shit. And as it's spinning, you guys will be able to wipe. You guys will be able to wipe your hands, throw all the stuff into the toilet, and then you guys will be able to flush. It will open up. It will open the door um, for the toilet. You know, like the basically you guys will flush, so it will allow the water and stuff to get. It will basically siphon it out real quick, and then it will get closed off, and it will spin until all the water goes in there. So hopefully it will be dry. And if you guys want, you guys could even add. Oh, you guys can add maybe extra water, you know, to the bowl. Like if you guys see shit on the bowl, you guys will be able to add water until all this shit is cleared out. Then you guys, you know, because you can look down there, you can see if there's any shit on the fucking bowl or not. And then once it's all cleared out, you will allow this thing to spin further for all the water to get siphoned into the the tubes, and then it will just close, and then you'll be able to step out. It's that simple. So yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to record this video and share it with all of you. I hope you guys like it. And if all of you out there, you know, think that this is a great idea, and it could be applied, um, you know, in a real life scenario, you know, in space, obviously. You know, just, you know, give this video a thumbs up and share it with other people. That way, eventually these people can hear about this idea and possibly, adopt the idea themselves, you know, and so they can brainstorm all of this stuff themselves. Sorry, I think I just seen a bug, flying insect, caught my attention. Anyways, so that's all I have for right now. Um, have a good night, everyone, and yeah, I'm going to get some shut eye, take a nap, wake up, do the same shit all over again. Roger, wait, how did they say that? Oh, over and out.